Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance still coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome, welcome to another one of my live streams. Welcome to Picking Up the Pieces. Um, Currently, right now, I guess you say some good news happened, and there's still no news as well. What's going on, Simon? Um, Today's a good day to talk about, kind of giving you all an update. We talked about how I felt yesterday. Today we're going to talk about, oh, you better not be getting sick on me, buddy. Mm, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, today is a good day for what we're going to talk about. Um, I've got some updates for you guys on how I'm doing, on how Princess Faye's doing. I don't have a clue. Okay, so we're going to cross that today. Okay, we're going to try to do that. What's going on, Shadow? Welcome to the live stream. We're kind of doing, we're picking up the pieces still. Okay, but I could tell you financially, we're actually a lot better off than we were 2 weeks ago. Alrighty. Let's go through the bases. All right, we got a lot of ground to cover today. Then I know there's going to be a Fortnite stream after this by Mr. Spirit Wolf. Oh, kind of a heads up for those of you who don't know. Don't you be careful mentioning that certain virus. YouTube gets a little fussy about that. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. Okay, so just kind of a heads up. YouTube gets a little fussy about that when content creators. That's why some of us will say the virus, or because we know what everyone's talking about then, or the pandemic. So if you run a YouTube channel at any point, be careful mentioning that. I'll give you, I'll give you an example. When this all came out, content creators actually got a, this kind of email basically saying, "Don't talk about it. Hear you mention it, we'll shut down your stream or we'll take the video down." Okay. So they're still pretty strict about that. So be very careful talking about it. I'm not saying you again. I didn't, you didn't do anything wrong, but just kind of a heads up. Be careful. Be wary of that sort of thing. They get kind of fussy about that. I'll give you an example. Uh, you know, ah, hey, what's going on, Ninja? Welcome to the live stream, my friend. Nice subs. Well, we'll see if we can get you past that a little bit. What's going on, Danny? Um, so let me get y'all caught up to speed, okay? I know a lot of you got questions. Okay, Prince Magnum, you know, yeah, it's kind of a heads up there, so you kind of know, I don't want y'all to have any problem. Yeah, kind of a heads up. But there was actually a guy who was live streaming, and right behind him on green screen was 19. Yeah. And I'm like, and he was griping that YouTube kept taking his streams down and shutting his stream down. I'm sitting there thinking, did you not read that email? It went out to all of us where they basically said, don't do it. When you signed that agreement, you signed on that, I'm hanging in there. Really, yeah, yeah. It's like, did this guy even read that? There was a big to do over everything, and I actually went live and was actually talking people through what they could do to kind of prepare themselves, uh, which means that at some point we'll be kicking off of that series again, Urban Survival. Kind of got lax on it. Okay, let me get y'all caught up to speed. Yesterday, we set up the Patreon account. You can now become members of the channel and not directly have to go through YouTube anymore. You can become, you can actually, become a member of the Prince Magnum channel by supporting us through Patreon. And Patreon doesn't rip us off like YouTube. And YouTube likes to take like a ridiculous amount of money, whereas Patreon just has a small processing fee. We're big enough to do that now. So now there is a direct link where you can go directly to, you go onto the main page, go over, and there's an actual link to become a member of my Patreon account. What do you think of that? I'm hanging in there, Ninja. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, this whole mess with my wife has me all messed up, man. When I say I'm hanging in there, I'm okay, but I'm not okay. You know, y'all got to understand. I mean, I'm still head over heels for that woman. Oh, wow. I know Twitch has got a lot of folks that go over there. YouTube doesn't carry quite the clout that it once did. But if you say you're a 1K, you're a member of the 1K club here on YouTube, you kind of done something then. Not yet, Danny. Not yet. Oh, light went out. Battery dead. That's okay. We'll go in here and just as soon as I finish the cigarette. Not yet. Let me give you all a kind of the situation, okay? Um, well, we'll get you figured out there, Shadow. You hang in there, okay? There's a lot to this that a lot of folks don't know, okay? There's a lot to YouTube making a success, a semi-successful channel. And I'll tell you, I still will go out to the public and tell people about my channel. I'll go to the store and talk about it and everything. And then, people subscribe that way. I will actually go out and beat the bushes. I've done that for years now. That's why I've got I would say about a quarter of the folks that are subscribed to my channel are from the area. Yep, that's how I met you. Yep, because I will go out. Yeah, I'll go out into the public and talk about it. You know, if there's a secret, it's like I always laugh at those psychics that are on that you see in the middle of the night on TV. It's like call 1-800-ROSE. What are you waiting for them to call you for? Get out there and get them. There you go. See? We'll get you taken care of, brother. Yeah. What are you waiting for? Get out there and find them yourself. Yeah, that advertisement in the middle of the night. See? Came to the right place. People get to know you. They'll go over and help you out. A lot of us in here got good sized channels, or we did at one time. But let me get y'all caught up to speed, all right? Earlier today, my mama came over, and my stepdad also came over, and they took me out. Oh, there you go. There you go. See? See? Danny and Broken Mike got a pretty good sized channels themselves, and they'll take good care of, we'll get you out there. We'll get you known. They over in the UK. So now you're global. You global now, brother. All right, let's grab me a bottle of water because I'll make coffee later. Yeah, you global now. You can officially say, coming to the Prince Magnum channel, you global. All right, let's get caught up to speed here. Okay? First things first, that we need to cuss and discuss. Mama came over, but before she got here, I got in touch with the electric company, got the account transferred over to my name. Princess Faye no longer has any bills here in her name, and she can't mess with anything without my permission. So her name is pretty much off of everything except the car that she's driving. However, I have to keep insurance on it because, ironically enough, my name's on the title too. The account is in her name, but my name is on the title too. So I have to keep up with it now. All right. Whether I like it or not, I have to keep up with it. However, y'all might find this interesting. Oh, new Nova. There you go. Well, they haven't made Novas in years, but we get it. Uh, oh, there you go. There you go. Might have to get your dad to give me a hand. We got to get Project Spirit up to snuff too. We'll get to talking about that here just a little bit, but basically all the bills are now out of Princess Faye's name. She no longer has her name on anything. Okay, nothing, nada, zip, zilch, nothing. That's it. That's it. Prince Magnum numerical one. So Prince Magnum one at gmail.com. That's it. No underscore, no nothing special. It's all lowercase. Just Prince Magnum one gmail.com. Real easy. But let's get so Princess Faye no longer has anything in her name except that car. However, I will probably be contacting the car lot. There you go. I'll probably be contacting the car lot tomorrow, even though it's Saturday tomorrow. I'll probably get in contact with them after I get home from work and getting the details of the payments. Because what I'm going to tell them is, look, she took off with that car. It is not in this town. I'm pretty sure you guys can bring it up on your dang GPS. If she's not paying for it, repo it. I'm not paying a single dime on that car because she's just going to be running around doing stupid stuff. And we ain't doing that. Okay. I'm not paying for her to get into trouble. Okay. As it is, I got to keep a roof over the head here. And if y'all are saying, well, she can keep up with that, are you sure? Because a few content creators got in touch with Walmart corporate offices, and when the story started coming out to them, and that it was going to go public on a podcast, um, no, what they'll do is they'll repo it and take it back to the lot. There's no sense in me keeping that car. I've got to as it is. And in my case, I will just, you know, uh, when the wheels fall off them, I'll fix them. Project Lena has a couple of bugs in it. Yeah, you know, I would rather her come back here on her own accord, but if it takes when she slams into that wall completely, what? Hmm, weird. We'll figure it out. So that is what that is. Basically, it's like, if I got to go up and get her, fine, no big deal. But I think she would rather come back on her own accord at that point. I mean, it's already going to be embarrassing enough that she's falling down this rabbit hole and she's in pretty deep, okay? So what it boils down to is, look, I've set it up where you can come home now. All right? You don't have to worry about anything other than just coming home. Maybe the gas, but in a couple weeks I could probably afford that too. However, after Walmart, ah, that'll do it. That'll do it. But it's all lowercase, all lowercase. No capital letters, no underscores. Just yeah, I understand. On my keyboard on my computer here, a lot of times I will remove the caps lock button on a lot of my keyboards because of my left hand has a tendency to bump that caps lock really easy, like super easy. So let me give you all so now we kind of went over that, okay? Uh, Basically I've set it up where she'll have insurance, but the thing of it is she won't be able to pay for the car soon. So when it gets repoed, I can take the car off the insurance. So because if she's in an accident and there's no insurance on it, I could still get into trouble even though I'm not there. Okay? That's how that works. So I'll keep up with the insurance, no big deal. You know, an extra 50 bucks, I think I'm putting in enough time right now. I think I'll be okay. But here's the thing, okay? Um, when the information got back to Walmart corporate, I know the guy who was giving her the drugs will. I get it, man. I get it. I understand. But, basically what it boils down to, um, when Walmart corporate was finding out from the other content creators. Again, this is out of my hands. I knew I was going to be doing the interview on that podcast. But when the information got back to Walmart corporate, they basically like, look, here's the situation. This is going to go public whether you guys like it or not. But here's what you need to know. So if you guys, if this does reach mainstream media, you may want to deal with this before it gets to that point, just in case. That's kind of how they explained it. So the guy, Will, who was giving my wife the drugs, he doesn't have a job. They already contacted the people and said these people do not have a job. Uh, yes, he did. And considering the situation is big enough, he will not be able to get another job. And give me just a moment. Princess Faye's mother, who also worked for Walmart, is out of a job. Out of a job because she's involved in this. And last but not least, because of all the lying and everything, uh, it takes 3 months to get a transfer through Walmart because Princess Faye lied on why she needed to do it, and then the drugs and getting them at work and everything. Princess Faye has been barred from working at any Walmart inside the United States and even outside of the United States. She is lucky she'll be allowed to shop there. Ever. This also includes her mother and the guy Will. This also includes that the police were probably also notified as well. Walmart takes this stuff very seriously, considering that the prescription medication that Princess Faye was touting around, that all that yeah, they are out of a job now. I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm pretty sure Comcast probably sent them packing too. So now imagine for a second, her parents have got mortgages, have got a mortgage on the house. House is going to be taken soon at this rate. They're going to foreclose that shit. Okay. On top of that, anything that, any outstanding bills or anything like that, they might as well just hang it up. Within a month, the money's gone. They will have nothing. Okay? It's happening, Chairman. Good to see you, buddy. So they won't have anything. Now, because biker gangs are everywhere and they don't take too kindly to guys touching their 14-year-old daughters and causing them severe problems, later on in life, her dad may want to just kind of not do anything stupid, you know, like, he might want to, not go out because if anybody recognizes him, I can't be held responsible for what another person does, but I know how some people feel about that. There are people that when you mention something of this nature, it's they get very, very here in this country belligerent. Okay, very, very forcefully belligerent. We'll leave it there. Um, he may not be able to because of the fact that because the authorities now know. So even the authorities may be involved in doing this. And here in the United States, if a police officer decides he's going to arrest you for something and you did something really bad, I mean, we're talking really, really, really bad, as they're putting you in the police cruiser, your head hits the roof line, they'll bounce your head off the roof line. Oh, watch yourself. Just like in the movie Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That's actually a thing. Police officers do that. That is a real thing. They will do that. Just boom. Watch your head. They'll do that here in the States. So, yeah. And they'll start nailing him for anything up there. If you guys got to understand, here in the States, if they'll find you for, the police will find you for something. If they can't get you for what they need to get you for, they'll find something else. One of the greatest examples I can give, Al Capone. Nope. No, he wouldn't. Al Capone. They couldn't get him for bootlegging in the 1930s, so the government nailed him for tax evasion. True story. They nailed him for tax evasion. Tax evasion. Yep. I had a godfather that was the same way. There was a big to-do over the EPA. If you guys ever get a chance. Oh, yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. Bubba. Big Bubba. Yeah. They'll have fun with them. Um, I had a godfather that they were the biggest EPA disaster in American history. He was involved in, and a big story. If you guys ever get a chance, look up the Times Beach incident here in Missouri. That happened. I remember when that story was broke. I was a kid. And my godfather was actually sent to a minimum security prison down in Texas because they couldn't get him for the EPA stuff. So they turned around. Yeah, my godfather was involved with that. Russell Bliss. Look it up sometime. For long since, yeah, it's an interesting story because I remember the family. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Former President Ronald Reagan actually had to get involved. And that was back in the 1980s. My dad was working side jobs for him for years when that happened, along with being a full-time firefighter for Metro West Fire District. Yep, true story there. Now y'all blown away. Yeah, yeah. Which the irony of it is that his godson later on goes on to actually show how economical. There you go. Um, Yeah. So years later, I proved that proved by using less gas, you create less emissions, and showed that in the 1970s, we actually had the gas mileage, showed that it was possible, depending on where you live, but it is possible. Yep. But anyhow, so as of today, Princess Faye has nothing in her name except that car, which I will talk to the dealership, explain to them, look, if she doesn't pay, take the car because this is the stunt she pulled. I love her, but I'm not going to pay for her to run around and get into trouble. The authorities are fully aware. She knows it. I know it. Who we bullshitting here? You know, we all know it. Oh, going fishing tomorrow? I am going to be at work tomorrow. All righty. Now, really quick, in the meantime, I've kind of come to the conclusion that, um, and I think a lot of you will understand. I like being a romantic guy. I like being the romantic husband, but my wife's not here. She's off doing her own thing, getting into trouble. Now, oh, there you go. So I've decided that maybe I should date a little bit. I'm not saying I'm moving on, but I could use some company, I guess you could say. I'm awfully bored by myself. I'm used to coming home to somebody, and it'd be nice, to maybe date a little bit, maybe be able to cook for somebody, somebody who might appreciate it and that sort of thing. Again, I'm not saying that, I'm giving up hope, but I could, I it's I could just use some company, you know, and I'm I'm not built for single life. I'm not moving on. I'm not saying that, that I've given up on her or anything, but I could kind of use some company. And I think if we can all kind of understand, I think everyone can kind of understand that. It's like, a lot of y'all know me as, Mr. Romance. Well, I'm an outgoing personality for the most part. When I'm at home, I like it quiet. I like the quiet life. When I'm home, I want to be home. When I'm out, I want to be the center. I want to be center stage. But when I'm home, you know, I like coming home to somebody. I mean what I say. Right here on my desk every night. I still kiss her before I go to bed. I still kiss her before I go to work. I'm not kidding. Her wedding ring right here, still waiting on her when she comes home. No joke. Wedding ring is right here. Unbelievable, huh? I'm not giving up on her, but I could use some company right now. I'm I'm not okay being by myself, so I could use a little bit of company. Now here's something really funny. I was kind of talking a little bit about this with some of my coworkers yesterday, and as we were talking about it, one of my lady friends I've known for years, good old Rhonda. As we were talking about this one lady, a couple years older than me, she's like, "Wait a minute, you're that kind of husband? What's going on, Grave Taker?" She's like, "You're that kind of husband?" She's like, "I'm sorry, I did not know husbands like you existed." And she's like, "And you're 42. You don't look your age. You still look great." She's like, "In my opinion, maybe this is just me. Oh, wow. Wow. Hey, man, it happens. It happens, Shadow. You're like me, I forget everything. But anyhow, she's like, this gal turns around and she says, with as good looking as you still are, even at your age, and with everything that you are about when it comes to romance, she's like, I'm telling you right now, I'd make a pass at you right now, but you're out of my, she's like, I'm out of your league. You know, I am nowhere near in your league for me to make a pass at you. That's the first time I've ever heard that. I was taken back by that. I was like, we're say what? I don't believe I've ever been told that before. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, Danny. Well, it's good to see you. Thank you for popping in. But yeah, I've never been told that. And dear old Prince Magnum slid over to this little dating website where you can kind of do like, hey, what's going on, Raven? Where you can kind of do like a face-to-face cam date and people can kind of watch. A little bit before the stream, I'm hanging in there, brother, getting caught up to speed. There's a lot of stuff we kind of talked about. And, I was wearing one of my fedoras. I was wearing one of my fedoras. And, I asked her if I could join her stream for just a moment. I knew I was going to be going live shortly after. And as soon as the camera, oh, you gonna have to tell me, Raven, what'd you do? What'd you do, brother? Awesome. Congratulations. You earned it. You earned it, brother. Actually, I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? Hang on, Shadow. You get your fedora like such, okay? All right. I'm going to show you how to properly do this. All right. And what you're supposed to do is properly reach up, kind of tip your hat. How are you doing today, ma'am? How are you doing today? And you want to compliment them. All right. Go to compliment them. Just want to tell you that you are a very attractive woman, or you're a very attractive lady. Don't come off and say, "Oh, you look hot." No, that's all bullshit. Okay, you don't do that. All right. How you doing today? Yeah, I seen you did. I was in there for a bit. I was in there for a bit there, Raven. I poked my head in and said hello. Well, I didn't say hello, but I poked my head in and hit that like button for you. But what you do is you tip your hat. How you doing today, ma'am? Just wanted to tell you that you are an absolutely attractive woman. Drop dead gorgeous. I don't know if anyone's told you that today, but I would just wanted to tell you as well that you have a very beautiful smile. Tip your hat as you leave. Okay? Chill, suave, dapper, old school. That old school class goes a long ways. If you really want to wow them, there you go. There you go. Or if you really want to blow them away, here you go. Shadow, I'll give you the inside track. You really want to blow them away? Walk up. Has anyone told you you look absolutely breathtakingly beautiful today? That's how you do that. And as soon as they say, no one, You immediately say to them, then let me be the first. Look them in the eyes when you say that. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You walk up, if you listen to what I'm telling you. You might think it's funny, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Uh, True story. Um, Working at the Farmington McDonald's, this one guy was popping off with pickup lines, and I looked at him and said, "All right." I said, "Let me try." He was using them on these gals, and they were actually getting very annoyed. So with my McDonald's hat, I tipped my hat to him and looked him dead in the eyes and said, "Has anyone told you you look absolutely stunning today?" Yeah, I just did it. Has anyone told you you look absolutely stunning today? No? Then let me be the first. Immediately, um, immediately, the ladies looked at me and went, "Oh my!" Woo! They got chills. Okay. So when I did that, the guy's like, "Dude, that's so dated." He's like, "You're dated, man." He's like, "That's so old school." He's like, "Man, that's pushing up daisies." I said, "Can you do any better?" Let's see, you do something. They said something else, and uh, and it was lame. It was garbage. Modern day garbage. And then I just smiled and looked one of them in the eyes, looked one of the ladies right in the eyes, and said, "Why is it every time you smile, I feel like the room gets brighter?" And they're like, "Oh, oh my goodness." Immediately, he's like, "Dude, he's like, that is so dated." Those gals turned around and looked at him and said, "He is married. Okay, he's married, has his happily ever after, and can still says this stuff to his, still does this stuff, says this sort of stuff to his wife." Okay, so how's married life treating you? He's single. True story. True story. And he gets kind of looked down for a moment. He looks up, says, "Touche, touche." You got to know how to be suave. You got to know how to put on those moves. Well, I did that for this lady's stream over on a site called Tagged, and immediately, okay, tips. Relax. A lot of time, ladies can pick up your demeanor. So if you got a lot of dark thoughts, dump them. Okay, dump those dark thoughts. All right, when you're talking to them, focus on them. All right, listen. If there's one thing that you want to get to know, if you've got a gal that you're interested in, you want to and you want to make it easy. Listen to them. Tell me about yourself. Also, when you look at them, remember there's more to a woman than from here down. Okay, look them in the eyes. All right, look them directly in the eyes. A lot of guys aren't taught this. The proper way to kiss a lady, the proper way to address your date. Okay? There's a proper way to shake a woman's hand. Okay? All of these things guys are not taught anymore. I know these things because I've had some old timers in AA teach me. Now, most of these guys are long gone, but these were suave. Okay. In the old days, when I was younger, when you found, when you were in a relationship, there was a word for it. It was called going, there was a term for it, going steady. Going steady. All right. You were in a you were in a stable teenage relationship with them while you're still in high school. It's called going steady. All right. Started fading away towards the late 90s. Look it up. All right. Look it up. I promise you. Use. Go back in time. Turn back the clock on those relationships like that. Use those terms. All right. Trust me, we Gen Xers, we learned a thing or two. Now it's you guys' turn to learn it. All right. You know, when you go to, tell her, honey, I feel like I'm still head over heels for you. You know, my eyes are for you. My eyes are for you. Okay. I want to make you happy. I want you to stay with me however long this goes. I'm crazy about you. You be honest. And then, you want to be my steady woman. Thank you, Shadow. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Uncle Magnum, I like that. But you tell them straight up, okay? Tell them straight up. I want you to be my steady girl, my one and only. You be honest with them. Don't forget to be suave. And by golly, anytime they get to a door, open it for them. Damn it. Open the door for the woman, okay? Getting in the car, you go to get in the car, open that door for that woman, and as soon as she is situated, then you close the door. Don't close the door on her legs, okay? That's just bad juju there. When she gets situated, are you situated, dear? Queen Bee. Good to see you, Queen Bee. When she gets situated, close that door properly. Okay? I don't care if she's driving. Open that car door for her. Okay? You take her out somewhere. You pull up to the door, as close to the door as possible. You get out. You open that car door. Give her a kiss. You go park that car so she doesn't have to walk that far. All right? Old school. Old school. Don't be afraid to hold her hands in public. Put your arm around her. Also, that arm lock. Put your arm through. Always nice. Okay? And by golly, learn to tie a tie. Those are all important things, okay? Tie a tie. All right? All right. Well, we'll be here for a moment longer. Queen. We'll talk about it later. I'll explain it later. Okay? I'll explain it later. Calm down. It'll make sense later. Okay? I know I do. Okay, back. All right. Queen, I'll explain it later, sweetie. Okay? Thanks. Thanks. I got this. Okay? I didn't say I was going to do anything else. All right? More or less like hanging out. All right? I just, I'm not interested in anything else. All right? We ain't moving on. I just need someone to talk to, okay? If that makes any damn sense. Queen, will you trust me? I know things. Mr. Suave. Reminds me of that song Rico Suave by Gerardo. It's an old kind of R&B song from like the early '90s, out of Latin America. Good song too. Yep, really good song. So, so you learn some, the swa, the proper way to treat a woman, okay, and learn to cook. That's in high demand these days. Single guys that know how to cook. Oh yeah, oh yeah, promise, promise. Teach you kids right. As a matter of fact, I was in this one live stream last year. It was a friend's live stream, and guys like, I've got this woman. He was telling, that's all right. You ought to know how I feel about it. We're back to, I don't know. It's just that I could use someone to talk to. The cats don't talk much to me. They don't say a whole lot. I come home to an empty apartment. I've been married for almost 8 years. I don't do well by myself like this. There you go. I have to teach you how to make the easiest spaghetti you'll ever make. Easiest spaghetti you'll ever make. Because how we do it here in the United States, we do it wrong. Wrong. Wrong, wrong. Queen, I'm not looking to chase after anybody else. But my problem is I I'm missing her so much. I kind of need help right now taking my mind off the situation because if I don't do something to keep myself occupied because I enjoy being a romantic guy, if I don't do the things I enjoy, yes, I was out a little while ago. Yes. Yes, I was. I had to go out and get some gas for the car to get me through the week. But if I don't do something, Queen, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it here or here. Okay? If I don't do something, I'm afraid I'm going to work up to a relapse. If I don't stay doing the things that I enjoy. No AA meeting or sponsor or no matter what. If I am not doing what makes me happy, I won't make it. This is to keep me sane. So a friendly date, there's no harm in. There you go. Don't be afraid to come up and say hi. You know that. And I think, Queen, you can understand that at this point. It's a matter of taking care of me. I'm not looking for anything else other than friendly companionship. I don't want anything else. Everything else I've got is across the country right now. If I didn't love her, I wouldn't still be wearing it. Don't you forget it. All right? There's more to this, though, than I can talk about here. All right? I'll explain it later. So, evidently, kids didn't, there's a whole lot of romance you guys haven't learned. A lot of you young guys haven't been taught. I don't know why. You figure by now there'd be some sort of dang, yeah, that's typical. That's very typical. Because usually the bullies are the guys, the guys that are pretty doggone, their families are pretty rich and the school doesn't want to piss them off. What you do, no, I won't give that and tell you how we used to do it. Because how we used to do it is exactly acceptable today. Yeah. How we did it back in the day isn't acceptable today. I'll tell you what, we'll have that conversation off stream. Okay? We'll have that conversation. How we used to handle it back in the day. So, we're talking, you know, get, and honestly, I'll tell you right now, these fedoras are okay, but to be honest with you, these fedoras are nice. They're okay for casual dress, but there's a fedora, they're the real fedoras that's shaped like the hat that, what's going on, Carla? The fedoras that are shaped like the ones from Indiana Jones, those are the ones you really want. That's actually a real hat, okay? It's not just made for the movies. Don't put it in here. Uh, if you sent me an email already, I'll have it, okay? I'll have it. But these are fine for casual wear, but when you want to dress nice, okay? When you want to dress nice, um, really quick, all right? When you go to dress nice, put on a shirt and tie, sports jacket, dress slacks, the works. Okay. Uh, mm, we'll figure it out. Not like you won't see me in town. Not like it. I think at this point you might even know where I live. You can probably just come on over. But here it is, okay? Um, you want to get the real fedora, the real ones, the nice ones. Okay, they're actually a little bit bigger, got wider brim on them, and they're nice, very well shaped. Myself, I want to get a black one because it'll go nicer with my suits. But you want those nice looking hats, especially when you're wearing a suit and tie. All right. You want to wear, which I guess I'm going to have to do kind of like for you young guys, proper way to wear a suit and all that, and to look good, dress nice. How to dress to impress is what I call it. And then when you take your woman out on a date and you look like $1 million, and you're opening the door, pulling out her chair when she goes to sit down at the table. If you got, you're too young, but if you were a smoker, you would light her cigarette for her. Don't say anything derogatory afterwards. Reach up, light her cigarette, complimenting her properly, looking her in the eyes when you do it. Has anyone told you you look absolutely stunning today? And if you're head over heels for the woman, look her in the eyes, say, I'm with the most beautiful woman I've ever met. And remember to always tip your hat when you greet her. These are the things that you young guys haven't learned. When you go to shake a woman's hand, properly take it. It's almost you're holding a rose. If it's your date, kiss her hand. Bend down, kiss her hand. It's like you'd see in the movies. That's if it's your date. If you're meeting a woman for the first time. That's awesome, man. You know, you know, things like that. Okay? And knowing how to cook. Knowing how to cook. Because nowadays, even going out in public, you still run the risk of the pandemic. So, with the risk of the pandemic, there's nothing wrong with having humor. Nothing wrong with that. I think a good sense of humor, especially in a woman, is very important. If you can't make a joke at your own expense, who can you joke? Who can what can you joke about? So don't be afraid to make a joke at your own expense, but don't be afraid to um, to make a joke about something you see. But remember, be careful of the lines you cross. Got to know how to do all that. Say you're out on that date. Someone says, "How are you doing today?" I am doing fantastic. I'm here with my beautiful date this evening. As a matter of fact, when I would introduce my wife, Princess Faye, to someone that I knew, I would oftentimes say, you know, uh, I'd like you to meet my very beautiful wife or my lovely wife. Uh, you know, this is my lovely wife, Princess Faye. That would be how I would always say, this is my beautiful, lovely wife. I would always introduce her as if she was something special. Oh, there you go. In the ballpark. If you want a cheesy pickup line, you could always say, ask her, honey, I got a question for you, babe. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? That's a cheesy one. That's an old one, but it still occasionally works. That's one of those cheesy ones. Or here's another, Tell you what, do me a favor. Next time you talk to your lovely lady, immediately tell her. Now, when you go to introduce her to anyone, have you met my lovely sweetheart? Then say her name, and then honey, have this is you know whoever they are, who you're introducing her to. And if I wasn't sure if the person ever met, I don't know if you have, but have you met my lovely wife, Princess Faye? Always making sure that she was special when I introduced her. So there is your little. So always, But if you want to do me a favor, try this one on her, okay? Try this one on her. When you see her next, look her dead in the eye and say, "Honey, Have I told you today that you are absolutely beautiful? And I promise you, and if she says, well, no, say, then I'm glad I've said it now. Be blown away. Every try to remember daily to send her a text saying, "Just wanted to tell you that you still look beautiful to me." Do it every day, or try to remember to do it every day. Promise. You got your notepad out right now, don't you? Do we still use notepads for this shit? LARP group, huh? Okay. Okay. Um, so just try that one. Promise. Promise. I'm so retro when it comes to romance. You can't even call it retro because it's still in vogue. Women still want this stuff. Okay? Women still want to be. If there's one thing you'll learn from me, I hate the term happy wife, happy life. I hate that. Okay? But what I will tell you, what I will tell you is keep this in your mind. Okay? Well, I'm glad you came on too. Keep this in the back of your head, all right? Right back here. Always act like a prince, and your sweetheart will always feel like a queen. Okay? Always, especially around her, when you're out in public, taking her out and everything, always act like a prince, and your sweetheart will always feel like a queen. Use the line I just told you. Shoot her a text and just tell her, have I told you you look absolutely beautiful today? And then she said, yeah, tell her anyways. Tell her anyways. Tell her that she looks absolutely beautiful. And when she says, no, you haven't, if says no, then just tell her, well, I'm glad that just did. And then tell her, then afterwards tell her, you're still the only one that holds my heart. And watch her reaction. You'll bring her out of it, promise. I got you, man. I still got it. Your old Prince Magnum's still got a little bit of suave moves left. There you go. Don't be afraid to sweep her off her feet. Okay? Don't be afraid to sweep her off her feet. Oh, shoot. Dang. By the way, dear old Mama Magnum, true story. Dear old Mama Magnum, during the Surviving Romance series, she would show her friends videos of what I was doing for Princess Faye. And she's like, that's my son. right there. My son knows how to treat a woman. I would usually sit there and go, Mom, I appreciate that, but I don't know how to take that. I almost want to say it's a little creepy, but okay, we'll go with it. you know, okay. When you go to take your sweetheart out, do yourself a favor. Look him in the eyes. Every time you see him, shake his hand. Firm handshake. Look him in the eyes. Instead of saying something like, "How you doing?" "How you doing this evening, sir? I came by to take your daughter out. What time do you want us back?" Show respect. That's his daughter. He's dad. He's obligated to protect her. Good dad will protect his little girl from now until the end of time, especially if it's daddy's girl. All right? So, of course, he's going to be protective, but be respectful. Okay? Show him the respect. He wants you to earn his respect. And the only way you're going to do that, look him in the eyes. Shake his hand. Don't look at your shoe. There's no respect down there on the tops of your shoes. Of course he is. All right? Of course he is. You look him in the eyes. You ask him for permission to take his daughter out or to spend time with his daughter. Okay? You ask him permission. But and granted, she already has told her dad, but you're still wanting his approval. Sir, I came by, and you always, sir, thank you, be polite. That's his little girl. Okay? Straight up. I'd do the same if it was my little girl. Any one of my little girls. I would do the same exact thing. I'd be the same way he is. My oldest daughter's 19. All right. And guy shows me, does show me that he can be respectful. How do I know he's going to treat her with respect? That's why he's that way. Okay? That's why he's that way. You've got to earn his respect. You can show that you could be respectful to him. He knows that you'll be respectful to his girl, his little girl. Okay? Because no matter how old she gets, that's always going to be his little girl. Okay? No bullshit. All right? Go in the evening time. Not this, "How are you doing today? How you doing this evening, sir?" Make sure you wear your hat. "How you doing this evening, sir?" Shake his hand. Look him in the eyes when you shake his hand. Firm handshake. Don't try to break his hand. Firm handshake. You want to, like, okay? It's okay to follow your hand up to his to shake his hand. But after that, as soon as you guys start wearing an old school hat like you see me, wearing something like this, okay? No ball caps. Wear a hat. Get a proper hat. And be respectful. Look them in the eyes when you're talking to them. There's no respect on the tops of your shoes or on the ground that you're walking on. Look them in the eyes. All right? You show them respect. His daughter comes out comes out to you. Kiss her hand like I explained to you. Take her hand, bring it up. Kiss her hand. You look lovely this evening. Compliment her immediately, but do it with respect and do it in front of him. Okay. When you go in to see them, look them in the eyes. Call them sir. Unless he's given permission for you to call him dad. Immediately, you look him in the eyes. Yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, he doesn't like that? Okay. Okay, well then, still look him in the eyes and you treat him with respect. If he doesn't like being called sir, that's totally different. He is probably in the military and he probably looks at you and says, "Don't call me sir, I work for a living." Doesn't he? One of those types. All right, Raven. No? Hmm. Okay. Well, you respectfully, whatever he prefers to be called, yes, no, show him respect. Okay? Remember, that's spit and polish to your image. All right? Right. Well, I know you do, but what I'm referring to is, even though I know you do, obviously you wouldn't be asking me these questions if you didn't respect him. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's apparent. But what I'm talking about is, um, I know you do, but this is what we call the spit and polish side of it. All right, the presentation. Um, we know that I perform magic. Well, there's a certain amount of acting that has to go with the magic. Okay. If you don't have the formalities, the whole exciting thing of it all, it's just a magic trick. But there's a whole showman side of magic that if you can present that proper showman side of magic, well, then you've done something. Well, apply that to respect, okay? By putting what I call the spit and polish, shine it up a little bit. By shining it up a little bit, the presentation side of it, you'll see an improvement. But again, remember, that's his little girl. All right? That's his little girl. He wants you to be respectful to her. Treat her like a lady. Go over to dinner. Pull her chair out for her. Be careful trying to scoot it in because the way chairs are nowadays. All right. Well, we're getting ready to shut her down for the evening, anyways. I'll teach you all this stuff. Sounds to me like we need to do one. Do kind of a spit and polish sort of thing. For you guys. We'll do it. We'll do it. I'll teach you the old school stuff. But any hoopty do. Queen Bee, if you're somewhere in the background, we'll talk about what we're talking about. But there's a whole lot to this whole thing. I'll teach it. So I guess I'll be teaching some old school romance techniques. All right, but that does bring us to a good stopping point. So a lot to it. A lot to it. I'll show you. I'll show you. Even if I got to give you personal lessons, I'll teach you. All right. Maybe sometime I might. Maybe sometime I'll even teach you an old school dance. Haven't done it in a while. Haven't done it in a while. I was actually going to teach Princess Faye because I wanted to take her out one night and do it. I'm going to teach her how to do the waltz. Now there's some ladies that are going to be sitting there going, "What? The waltz?" Mm-hmm. I'm so old school. Probably knock your socks off. But anywho, folks, again, there's a lot more to this, but my bills are getting caught up. Things are coming together. If y'all want, if you want to become a member of the Prince Magnum channel, there's a Patreon account where you can become members of the Prince Magnum channel for $1 a month, and you become a member of the High Mileage Club. We might be releasing exclusive videos that only you guys will be able to see, won't be able to see here on YouTube. Okay? God only knows what I will come up with. But in the meantime, don't take anything for granted. All right? Don't take anything for granted when it comes to your loved ones. Because the moment you do, you could be condemning them. There you go. That's all that matters. You're still supporting. Thank you for that. But as we let out, for all of you out there, if no one out there has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.